They were once a strong community. But then, comfort arrived and the survival instinct disappeared. Until one day, when the real world came knocking, no one knew how to survive anymore. Only one remained, the only one who hadn't forgotten how to fight. The town of Arden Creek nestled quietly between the Red Rock Ranges of Colorado. A few decades ago, this had been a harsh land, where snowstorms, wild animals, and failed harvests forced people to be strong. But then everything changed. The government invested, paved roads were expanded, new schools were built, and social support systems made life easier for everyone. Arden Creek transformed from a land of hardship into a perfect town. No one had to hunt or farm anymore. No one had to fight for survival. The whole town became relaxed, peaceful, and lazy. The elderly lived on government aid. The young lived by live streaming, writing blogs, or doing nothing at all. The kids no longer knew how to climb trees, fix a bike, or even change a tire. There was only one person who was different, Mr. Clay Hudson. He was a war veteran who had survived 3 tours in Afghanistan. Even at over 60 years old, he still got up at 5 a.m. every day, ran laps around the lake, and taught survival skills to any kid who wanted to learn, which of course wasn't many. People in town called him the outdated old man. Some said he was paranoid, others felt sorry for him, thinking he was stuck in war mode. "You live like the end of the world is coming," a neighbor once said. Kids today don't need to know how to start a fire or pitch a tent anymore. Clay just smiled. "I'm not preparing for the end of the world," he said. "I'm preparing for life." That summer, a group of hackers attacked the statewide power grid. The entire electrical system went down. No electricity, no internet, no ATMs, no vehicles running because gas stations had shut down. At first, the town thought it would just be a few days of inconvenience. But then a week passed. 2 weeks. Food supplies began to run out. People didn't know how to get clean water once the treatment plant stopped operating. The market was completely looted. Residents started fighting over cans of food. Strangers from other towns arrived, stealing, threatening, mugging. Arden Creek, once peaceful like paradise, had now become a trap. They didn't know what to do. No one knew their own blood type. No one knew how to start a fire. No one knew how to defend themselves. Clay Hudson, who was living in an old cabin on the edge of town at the time, had quietly built a small shelter. He dug a well, stored food, and taught a few neighborhood kids how to use a knife, build a fire, and treat their own wounds. When everything collapsed, he was the only one who remained calm. One night, a group of strangers came to his house, demanding food. He stood in front of the door, unarmed, but with steady eyes. "This is the place of my community. If you need help, I will share, but don't threaten. I've faced worse things out there. I'm not afraid of you." The group left. They weren't used to facing someone who didn't bow. Gradually, people started coming to Clay. They began relearning the smallest things: how to grow vegetables, make oil lamps, treat illnesses, set animal traps, and stay mentally strong when everything was in chaos. The kids who once mocked him now listened intently as he told stories of his days on the battlefield. Not to scare them, but to help them understand the value of preparedness and courage. 3 months later, the power grid was restored. Life returned to normal, but Arden Creek was no longer the same. They no longer laughed at Clay. They put up a wooden sign in front of his house, carved with the words, "The one who never forgot how to live." Message: no one wishes for hardship, but that's life. The unexpected always comes. When we live only in comfort, we forget how to get back up when we fall. So, train regularly, not because you're weak, but because you want to always be ready. For yourself, and for the ones you love.